Okay, my YouTube people, this is a video on rebuilding the front master cylinder for an 82 to 86 Harley. I use drag Specialties parts, and the drag part number is DS195041. And as always, I always put the part numbers in the description, so if you need to go look that up, you can look it up, and I'll even put a link to it. So let's start out with the front master cylinder itself. This happens to be aftermarket. I'm not sure who makes it. One thing I wanted to point out is when you're having a problem where your caliper won't release, you have basically one of two problems. And most likely it's this hole right here gets plugged up and it won't allow pressure to release off of the caliper, causing it to hang up. The other problem it can be is with the caliper, all this stuff can be seized up. So either this pin here, or this piece slides. They very easily seize up, or the piston itself can seize up if it gets too much dirt past the dust seal, things like that. But more than likely I found it to be this hole plugged. So the first thing I do is I get a rag and I clean down in the bore real good to get out everything and clean up here. I get a rag with the brake clean, and that takes care of it. I got it nice and clean. It's very important to clean the rest of your parts. You can see I clean the brake handle, I clean the pivot pin, I clean the pivot pin bushing real good, and then this is part of the actuation of the master cylinder. I clean that real good. I clean the rod, and that'll ensure that you're successful. This kit comes with a grommet and a new sight plug. Now, my sight plug wasn't leaking and it's clean as can be, so I don't think I'm going to replace that. Now, if I put it back together and it's leaking, I will. Comes with a new spring, the new plastic piece, this rubber dished piece, a new aluminum piece, a new O-ring for that, and then the seal. So the way this goes together is you get the small end of the spring, so the big end of the spring goes down in the bore. Small end gets the plastic piece, gets this like so. This pushes up against it like that. The dish side faces the big side of the spring. But first you have to put this O-ring on here. Anytime I'm doing any assembly, I'm going to use some .5 brake fluid to lubricate everything so it slides together nice and easy. Now I'll put the O-ring on the piston. I'll also lubricate this piece. Get a little oil down in the cylinder. What I do here is I just lower it down in like this. Trying to keep it aligned. I just load the cap into the 1/2 inch deep socket because the 9/16 was a little too big. Looks like that into the 1/2 inch. And once I get it down, I just kind of give it a little circular push, and that seats it down in there. And it's just a press in fit. So this pulls right off, and you can see it's down in there right where it's supposed to be. Now the next thing that goes in is the pin. I put a little grease on this, because a little grease on the end, and then lubricates it in the rubber seal. Get a little on the tip like that. And it's taken, put a little on the outside. You can see when you put this in, this goes over into this little pocket. that. You can give a little test push. Make sure everything's moving freely. Next thing you need to do is get the brake on here. Let's see, it goes like that. But you have to have this round piece because this has a hole in it that goes on that. And that's how it pushes it. So you just put it on. You just put it on like that. Kind of line it up as you're coming down. You see it slides right on. And then I bring it back. I put the bushing in. Then the pin from the top, and this gets a snap ring. Snap rings on. And that's how you rebuild the master cylinder. The other thing you could do is put your finger here. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but a little puff of air coming out. You also have the banjo bolt with the 2 washers. It goes in the end here. Rubber seal. And then your cap, along with your 2 Phillips screws. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out my channel. I appreciate you watching. And I'm very appreciative of all the people who have subscribed. Thank you so much. And there you have it.